One day after Kevon Lawless was found guilty for the 2020 murders of a father and his 3-year-old daughter, he returned to court Thursday to learn his fate. But before the penalty phase could even get underway, the judge emptied the courtroom, calling the overwhelming smell of marijuana, quote, incredibly disrespectful.
Well, what a ridiculous situation for me to find myself in and to be put in under these extremely serious, extremely important circumstances.
15 minutes later, the defense began to paint a different picture of Lawless, who, after a beef on social media, went to a home on Kaylord Avenue in 2020 and gunned down Brandon Waddles and his 3-year-old daughter, Trinity Randolph.
After a beef on social media, came and shot that guy and his daughter down.
Emojis kill, in the black community, emojis kill.
Yeah, emojis, deadly emojis. Listen, man. Jesus Christ. Like, and I know that's how they are. Like, pull up, or like what was that the other day? The blogger who was like telling the dudes to pull up while he was going live. And they pulled up and killed his ass while he was doing live.
Well, in Miami?
No, this is Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was it happens a lot. Yeah, what happened? The one in my head, that happens a lot. If a black person is going live, black people get killed on live streams more than probably other people get killed. Period. But yeah, man, this is sad, man. This is just so sad to just come shoot down a little girl, man. God damn.
15 minutes later, the defense began to paint a different picture of Lawless, who, after a beef on social media, went to a home on Kaylord Avenue in 2020 and gunned down Brandon Waddles and his 3-year-old daughter, Trinity Randolph. Tracy Faulkner, who took him in at 15, told the jury,
I think Kevon is loving. He's very family-oriented.
About a guy who killed a little girl over internet.
He's very family oriented. He killed the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, he shot down a little girl over a tweet her dad made.
That's as believable as her hair.
There's no self-aware. Anybody with self-awareness wouldn't say what she just said. Or anybody with any kind of class.
But would she have him in her home?
She took him in when he was 15. She's like his guardian. Listen.
Trinity Randolph. Tracy Faulkner, who took him in at 15, told the jury,
I think Kevon is loving. He's very family-oriented. He loves his kids.
His brother and sister talked of a troubled childhood and the death of their mother in 2016. Keon Lawless says he got a job to support the family and didn't spend a lot of time with his brother.
I feel like me being absent, he didn't have that older brother role model to look up to and be
to teach him not to shoot
he could be.
people and their children
over tweets.
If you're gonna show up to court, you could at least put on a suit. Is that asking too much?
Yeah.
Couldn't he like not smoke a joint before court?
Oh yeah, this guy's used to weed, man. What are you talking about?
I feel like me being absent, he didn't have that older brother role model to look up to and be the best person he could be.
After lunch, the victim's loved ones took the stand. Becky Waddles remembered the call her house had been shot up. She was getting dialysis and rushed home to learn her son and granddaughter had been murdered. The little girl was playing with the dollhouse she had just bought her.
That was my best friend. I'm just be honest, that was my best friend. And I just feel like I've been broken.
Trinity's mother, Tynika Randolph, broke down on the stand.
I'm sorry.
As she talked about their final FaceTime that morning.
She told me she loved me and she was going to come home.
But she didn't. And it's why the prosecutor told the jury to remember what happened to her and her father.
Trinity and Brandon, they deserve justice. And as hard and as difficult and as serious as it is for me to say, justice in this case is the death penalty for Kevon Lawless.
And that son, man, didn't get the death penalty for killing that man and that little girl over a tweet.
What justification is there for not killing this guy for what he did?
Yeah, you only need one Wokey on the jury, though. 1 out of 12, and then that's the null.
Oh, yeah. That I guarantee it.
Well,
Yeah,
neither
she
did
was
Nicholas
woke.
Cruz. So
But the prosecutor was woke though, because she said how hard and how it is to say this. So I asked for death. But listen, I get Nicholas Cruz didn't get it. I mean, I get that. Don't get me wrong. I get that they didn't give him the death penalty, and that was fucked up. And we talked about that.
Well, especially when him and his lawyer were. Did you see what the lawyer did? And they were laughing.
Yeah, giving the middle finger to the family and shit. Yeah.
I mean, man.
Yeah, right. Like that was just.
I'd have walked up and taken him out right there if I was a family member. I'd have choked them both the fuck out.
Right. That shit is crazy, man. But yeah, this is a little different, man. It's different than a little punk kid going to this school and shooting up everybody. That's just horrible, evil. This one is a little different because it's like it's so senseless. This is more senseless than what Nicholas Cruz did, because what he did is in the range of evil and just depraved, wicked. This guy wasn't even being wicked. This guy who did this was like, oh yeah, you playing with me like that? All right, I'm gonna come over there and kill you. Oh, there goes your little daughter. Bam, kill her too. Like this wasn't like a being bullied and I'm gonna get back at everybody. This guy wasn't being bullied. This guy was probably giving it just as much as he was getting it on Twitter, and it was just like, because some men we like that. Like we don't have to be losing to come shoot you. Like you could just say some shit. Like you could say some shit like, man, y'all niggas don't want it, or man, fuck you, cuz. Fuck me. Where you at right now? Oh, cuz I'm at home. You know where I live at. All right, bet. And then 20 minutes later, some subman pull up and fucking shoot you down. It's that simple. That's what I'm talking about. It's different. It's not like a big thing. It's just.
I mean, that's still. I mean, even if you're talking about revenge, which is evil in itself, you're gonna shoot a little girl. Why? He should have burned for that.
Because this guy's probably shot a lot of people. Like, this ain't your first rodeo. One thing I know is that this don't be your first rodeo. Your cherry got to be popped before you do that. Like the guy who just, what? Where you at right now? You at the house? All right, I'm about to come over there, but pop your top. That guy, that's not your first shooting. That's not your first killing. Your first killing is like some shit, when you was a kid, shooting drive-bys or outside the school or something like that. This ain't his first rodeo. This is like his 10th rodeo of actually shooting at or firing or discharging a gun or something like that. That guy right there who does that has confidence. It's like, what? Because he has the confidence to wear a slight, you know what I'm saying? A small slight. Oh, I can kill you. I can up the ante on you. Oh yeah, you said something slick. You got jokes. Well, I got the trump card because I can kill you because I've already done it. So I've got confidence that I can do it. Where you at right now? Drop your addy. And then a lot of sun men, because they also in the streets, also tough guys, they'll drop their addy like, yeah, all right, what's up? You know I'm at. What's up? Come pull through. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying? You might not be thinking, or the guy already knows where you live at. And he don't even need you to drop your addy. He knows where you live at. So it's like, yeah, man, these things it be the minorness of these things that I'm talking about, how they're different. This shit be literally, and I promise you, over nothing. Like if you were to read the thread, you probably wouldn't even be able to decipher the diss because the slang they talking or the jargon that they talk in or how short the thread is. It don't be nothing. It be bullshit. and they come and kill you and your daughter.
It was
And
worse.
it happens, but
I think it was worse. Is his relatives up on the stand trying to defend. You know, I think if I had a relative that did something like that, and I know them very well, I couldn't bring upon myself. I couldn't bring upon myself to go up on the stand to try to defend them. I said, listen, I know who he is. You ought to lock him. You ought to put him away. You ought to put him to death for what he did.
yeah, but like you gotta understand too, like they're from that area too. You're saying that as a person that's not from that area.
You might say, he doesn't deserve to die for this. I don't want him to die for this. And you can lock him away for life.
Nah, screw that. No, I want him to die, but no, he needs to die for what he did.
No, but you gotta understand, they're from there too, Marcy. Like those people are from there too.
I left that, and that's a good reason why I left all that stuff. Yeah. Oh my good. Yeah, but you're right. I understand what you're saying. I guess just recalling the experience I had growing up. I was like, listen, I may not want him to die, but he needs to die for what he did. He needs to pay the ultimate price for what he did, because that's inexcusable. But I understand.
Yeah. They're also like that woman that I understand. She's got babies by guys just like him. 3-4 guys like him. She's probably got 3-4 baby daddies, and they're all just like him. She has probably 4 or 5 sons, and they're all just like him. So she doesn't see him as this like thing. She's just a regular guy. He's just a regular guy. And he did something that's what they do. That's regular. Well, now, if he had just shot the guy, that would be the most regular thing in Blackistan. The fact that he shot the 3-year-old is what on purpose too. Like if he had think about this, had he just come sprayed the joint and accidentally hit the little girl, that would have been normal. Because we see that all the time, right? The fact that he intentionally...
I wouldn't even be going after the death penalty for that.
Yeah, the fact that he intentionally killed the girl out of like spite, that is what makes it a little different. But these little girls like her get killed all the time by gunfire. All the time. It's just the fact that he did it on purpose. Or he wasn't negligent. Like had he been...
Well, that's what you need for a capital murder intent, as I wanted to kill that person. That's what gets you intentional murder, which gets you the death penalty possibility.
Yeah. And I bet all these people smelling like weed, I bet you they were his family. Because black people will come to court in droves to support niggas like this. In droves. It'd be 30 of them in the courtroom wailing at this. Like if they would have given the death penalty, you would have seen people falling out, screaming, and all types of shit. But since he didn't get the death penalty, you didn't see that. But if they would have got the death penalty, it was his family members screaming. They'd have had the bailiffs have to come, control the situation. Black people, it's the darndest thing. A guy like that will have fucking 30 people in fucking court for him. You know what I'm saying?